Hi, I'm Peter Harries, and I am one of the developers on Theo and Lizzy. Theo and Lizzy is I guess it's best described as a perpetual 2D runner with platforming elements. So you play as Theo. Theo lives on the ground. Theo's girlfriend Lizzy lives on the ceiling. Theo learns that he can actually flip from the ground to the ceiling to be with his girlfriend Lizzy. However, Lizzy's parents don't approve of this, and Lizzy gets very upset about the whole thing and runs away. Theo uses his abilities to run after her. So, and that's what the game is based on. It's a fast-paced, frantic game where you're bouncing from the ground to the ceiling. Theo's always running. You can dash to smash objects. You can slow down time to help you. And there's a bunch of other abilities we're developing that come into play later in the game.
Okay, so we've just sort of took 5-10 minutes beforehand to try the game out, and I've got to say I'm pretty hyped after it. My skin's sort of like a bit buzzing. It reminds us of a lot of sort of like the dynamics from some of the great classic indie games, but it's got this really nice new twist, which is literally like you've got to sort of see the level first, and then even if you kill yourself, it's fine because you've mapped out where you've got to go. And then there's a lot of like little challenging bits where you've got to jump and then sort of boost across, and it's a really nice dynamic to bring to the game, and it sort of makes it really exciting. It sort of gets you sort of quite into it really. And I guess we played as like a free player multiplayer, which was really exciting, and just the competitiveness of this game is going to be really exciting.
So yeah, we've also just added for this event within the last few weeks. We've just created this multiplayer sort of race mode, and like you say, you're all running through these levels, and it is literally a race between you and your friends. First person to mess up is going to sort of get knocked behind, but usually the person in the lead will mess up too, and you've got a chance to overtake. And it is again, it plays on the sort of crazy franticness that we're going for. So yeah, and you mentioned like seeing the level and then like dying and then getting an idea for it. At the moment, we're finding the gameplay is maybe a tad on the difficult side. You seem to enjoy it though, so that's good. But we've sort of toyed with ideas of ways to see the level before you run it, so you can go, okay, it's going to run like that, and I'm going to do this, to stop you having to do a suicide run to sort of get your bearings. But we've still got a bunch of months left in development, so we're going to sort of think about that, think about what we can do to make it a bit more forgiving. I think it's a bit harsh to make people kill themselves to find out, but yeah, that's where we're sort of at the moment.
I guess what's quite exciting about that for me is because I'm so into indie games, I just like jumping in and getting to know it. So it'd be quite good when you do that is maybe like having sort of do you want to just try this without help, or do you want to try this and we'll give you a couple of assistants across the way? So that'd be quite a nice way to do it. Have you had any sort of thoughts about bringing the multiplayer online so you can jump in with your friends and families?
I think we're going to avoid online multiplayer simply because it's so fast paced. We might have difficulty with we do it where you have to directly connect with people. So there might be latency issues and stuff. So we're probably going to avoid it for now. But who knows? If the game's successful on launch, we might get the sort of resources to add that later. We're gonna focus on making multiplayer or local multiplayer even as good as it can be. So you've got that sort of party game, sort of those old school racing game like feel. You're like bashing your way through, trying to knock each other out of the way. And we're gonna put a load of multiplayer specific abilities in, so you can like bomb your friends and like throw them down a pit of spikes. I don't know yet, but that's. This is basically a proof of concept, so if people are enjoying it here, which they are so far, day one, so we'll continue to develop it and come up with new ideas.
No, that sounds really great. And are you going to sort of keep it at 4-player multiplayer? Or if you've got more friends, are you going to like go up to 8 or something like that?
Oh, that's hard to say. I think we can get 4-player working well, and if 8-player or something is an option, I'd love to see it in, but I'm not promising anything.
Yeah, definitely. It's one of them with a game so beautiful and well crafted like this. You want to make sure it's polished off right when you launch it. And you don't want to launch with a bad copy. So it's really good that you sort of looking to focus on the key elements right now, and then if it goes well, then expanding after that.
Yeah, I mean, we're a small team. We've all worked in the games industry before, whether it's small projects or big studios. But as a team and this particular team and studio, this is our first project.
Yeah.
So Because yeah, three of us, we can't bite off more than we can chew. We would rather keep the project small and make it really good than really big, but just a really big game with a bunch of not very good stuff. So we want to, laser focus. I think is the key for us.
Yeah, and I think that's the best way to do it. I think there's some two guys enjoying it right now. Is there actually a level where he actually catches up with Lizzy and finds her?
Oh, you have to play it.
Oh, come on. No, it's
We'll see how the story pans out.
yeah, definitely. Considering you only actually showed Lizzy to us today, pretty much.
This is the first time anybody's seen Lizzy, so they can see her on the flyers and in the multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely.
Lizzy's not been out of the studio before now, so.
Oh yeah, we have been keeping an eye on you, teasing her out over Twitter, and we've been quite excited to see her. Actually, it's coming along really well, the game, and I think I'm going to end up playing it quite a lot of the show. So I think you did a good job, yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
So you want to tell us about what kind of sort of release it's going to have when it's coming out, if it's on platforms, stuff like that.
Basically, we'll definitely be releasing on Steam. We were greenlit recently, so that was great. We are aiming to release it early next year, February time possibly. That's our target at the moment, and it would be nice if it can get on consoles, but that's still something we're working on. So we'll have to see how that plays out over the next few months. Yeah. But it's looking promising.
So a nice launch for Valentine's Day, a little love story indie game. I see what you're going for there.
That could be what we're going for. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I think that's all the sort of questions I had. Do you want to just talk through sort of the dynamics of the game and how it plays out from sort of your point of view? Obviously, you guys have created the game. What kind of angle were you going for when you thought about producing the levels? And obviously, we're like these two guys here are just running around back and forth. They're a bit confused, but it's
the bottom screen.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Well, you see, he's getting stuck on the bit where I did, where you just keep going back through the same door. So.
Tricky one nowadays.
So yeah, what kind of dynamics were you trying to put in the game when you came up with it?
So Ollie and myself, the two co-founders of the studio, we make a lot of small prototypes, and we decided to go ahead and we wanted to release something, and this was just one of the ones that stood out to us as it was just quite fun, and it wasn't beyond the scope of what we were capable of doing, and we had a nice story that we wanted to tell. At the time, there was a lot of sort of crazy stuff going on the internet, and we were like, right, we just want to make a nice story for our game, and yeah, I think that's the real dynamic of it, is that, and it's as regards to sort of like in-game physical dynamics, it is like bouncy, fast-paced. Yeah. We want like smashing stuff, dashing. Yeah. It's maybe a bit too much of that at the moment. Maybe it's a bit too hardcore right now. You seem to enjoy it, like I said a minute ago, but some people are like, "Whoa, it's too much." But yeah, bouncy, fun, fast-paced, light-hearted, nice story.
I guess. Yeah, I guess with sort of you touched on the difficulty a bit of it sort of there. I think it's quite well balanced, but I play a lot of indie games, and we like the idea that you're focusing a lot on the story because it actually makes it more engaging. As an indie game player, I play a lot of games, and some games I put down after 5 minutes because they don't touch you on a level that you need to get engaged with the game. Like, we played the multiplayer and we played it for 5 minutes, but I want to jump back on and play some more because it's sort of in my head, it's like, damn, I need to beat that level, I need to do that. So it's got a nice balance to it. So we're really looking forward to the game, and we're definitely going to have to pick it up at release, I'll tell you that now. Are you going to have any sort of like special content for people that go straight for it, or are you going to sort of release everyone on the same edition and then think about maybe expanding the game later on?
It's a bit early to say, but I'd imagine we'd probably just go for a sort of standalone release and then expand on it later. But like I said, we're a few months off that yet. So.
And have you thought about possibly doing like an early release where people can help give you feedback, or are you going to do it like quite in-house and then release it when you think it's ready?
I think for the single player, we wouldn't do any sort of early access stuff. Again, multiplayer is a possibility, but because this is the first time we're sort of testing multiplayer, it's too early to say.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's great. Thank you for taking some time to meet us, and we'll look forward to like the release of the game, obviously. So,
brilliant. Thank you very much.